I Googled.
Oh,
I remember it when it happened, when the story occurred. So we're having a little fun today. Mark will be joining us in a little bit. The fun will end. No, we're having some fun with all this talk about. Hey, you got to fix the NBA All-Star Game. That's all you've heard the last couple of days. Here's my idea. Here's what I do. You got to do something. They got to do something. It's got to be fixed. So I said, why stop there? If you could fix anything in sports, anything, what would you come up with? And our guy Johnny Fever has an idea. He ran this by me. I completely, wholeheartedly endorse this.
Okay.
So here you go, Fever. This is Fever's idea.
So I would make this obviously across all sports. All refs and umpires are subject to post-game interviews after a game with a controversial call and or calls.
All right.
I like that.
You do get that in football, right? With the pool reporters. I mean, it's not.
But it's a pool.
And basketball too, I think.
Yeah, but
right?
it is. It's one reporter who goes in and gets the condensed, sanitized version of whatever the officials want to say.
We want you up at the podium.
Up at the podium.
Up at the podium.
Yep.
So before Bo Nix gets to the podium, we got the refs up there.
Yep.
All of them?
Oh,
or just the head one?
That's a good question. Well, I think in the case of basketball, I'd have all three available.
Yeah.
Hockey, I'd have the two referees available. And definitely in football, I'd have.
Yeah, you got to bring them all because I might have a question. I might have a question for the back judge. I might have a question. Why did you throw that flag?
All right, fine.
What'd you see?
Bring them all up.
The line judge, the side judge.
Right.
Yeah, they all got to be up there.
Baseball, all four umpires. Yeah. Hey, if you're the umpire at third base, I want to know.
Yeah, but they got
replay.
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
That's
true.
Yeah, I don't think. I think just the home plate.
Just the home plate, strike zone guy.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be every night. If they need him for something, come out. If not, I like that though. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I've solved soccer because I am our resident soccer guy at the station. I've implemented an orange card.
Let's bring Mark Schlereth in on this. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, Stoke is.
I want to hear the orange card.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, you ready? We're talking about what we do to change sports to make them better because the All-Star game's so bad. So Mike came up with this great idea, and I love it. And I've fixed soccer. I think I fixed it. So the orange card is if you flop, you get the orange card, right? And we have come to the conclusion that the orange card does mean you also get tased. So if you're going to flop and no one tackled you, no one touched you, and you flop, and the ref that's coming from mid-court all the way down, he's slow, he's a little bit older, can't get there, can't see, and he doesn't know, well, guess what? We're going to replay it, you get the orange card, and you get tased.
I like that.
So
I think that would go a long way to making soccer watchable.
Well,
it's really watchable.
It's funny. A lot of our ideas on how to fix things in sports have revolved around the idea of tasing.
Yes. Yes.
It's amazing how people feel about tasing. One person, I suggested the idea that anybody in basketball who takes one of those three-point shots and purposely flails their arms and falls down as they land to take the shot, you're immediately tased, okay? I even like this one. How about this one? If you could fix anything in sports, how about this? Any NFL head coach who throws the challenge flag and it's unsuccessful gets tased.
Sean Payton would be in trouble.
Right?
Sean would be in trouble.
Right?
Man, it make you think twice about throwing a challenge.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Man.
Exactly.
Man.
I like that.
I mean, there are so many bad challenges
Just
out
right
there.
in the back. Just right in the back.
Yeah.
You're going to have a guy, you just standing there as the coach, just praying that you get it right, and then you know it's coming. So right in the back.
Right.
And he just falls straight down.
Yeah.
Andy would, imagine if Andy got tased.
Oh, my gosh. You
nuggies,
couldn't do that.
Nuggies. Ooh, goodness.
The nuggies.
Nuggies. All kinds of nuggies falling out of his pockets. He's flopping around on the ground.
There goes a six-piece.
Sprayed. Hey,
What is that? That's a supersized fry.
I gotta tell you guys something happened to me today.
Ooh, okay.
It was kind of crazy. Speaking of sports, so on the show today we have Commissioner of the NHL Gary Bettman.
Yeah,
Saw that.
I saw that, yeah.
So during the break, when you go to the break, he's on Zoom, so he pops on and you talk back and forth and make sure the connection's right and everything else, right? So we get him on, and I'm like, "Hey Gary, thanks for joining the show, man. We really appreciate appreciate having you on here, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Mark, so see here on social media, you've mixed it up with some NHL fans, and you've bashed our game a little bit."
Uh-oh.
Awkward. I was like, wow. Somebody in the PR department's doing their job, apparently. Yeah, so Gary Bettman is flipping me grief in the break about me going after, and I said, "Hey, Gary, I fully admit, your fans come at me, I'm going to come right back over the top. That's how I operate on Twitter. So just understand it."
So what were some of the things you were, complaining about or bashing that he had the receipts for?
Well, he didn't give me the exact specifics, but I know some of the stuff that's happened, right? Because you and I will talk, we're talking hockey, and you know me, I'll say something incorrect or something a little bit backwards. Like instead of saying in the crease, I'll say in that blue area. And one of the big things I always said, the problem with hockey fans is they beg you to talk about their sport, and then when you talk about it, you don't say it exactly right. They bash you for talking about their sport. So I mix it up with hockey fans all the time. And boy, he called me out on it. I mean, he just called me out on it, and then he said, "It's all right. As long as you're talking about us, we're all right." But we talked about the Four Nations tournament and the success they're having and all the different things about the National Hockey League that's good right now. So it's pretty cool.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that you got a chance to show off your hockey knowledge that has grown exponentially.
I wanted to tase him.
Okay. Got some more here on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, if you could fix anything in sports. Here's one. If I could fix anything, it would be to regulate how many snaps a quarterback can take in training camp.
Oh, wow. See, it kind of takes pressure off of us and takes the spotlight off of us. Zach can't get mad at us. We didn't do anything.
I I just read it.
Right.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Right. You just read it. That's all you did.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, how about this football one?
All right.
Okay?
Yeah, go with the here's controversial earlier.
We're bringing it back to the 80s, brother. Your heyday. Hey,
okay.
Way too many penalties. I don't want to see unnecessary roughness or personal foul because someone got hit in the head and neck area. No. We're bringing it back. We want violence. We're bringing violence back to football.
I like what you're thinking.
I mean, that's what people want. We want some violence. We want football old school, and that's just what it's going to be. We're not throwing penalties for hitting a defenseless player. No, sorry, it's not happening.
No, we used to get rewarded for hitting defenseless players.
Right,
I mean, that
exactly.
was like we used to have a decleater award. Like that's back, of course, when bounties were fine and nobody cared about bounties, and we didn't get all sensitive about stuff like that.
Bounties are encouraged again. That's what we're going to do. The NFL is going to have a bounty system.
Like when we threw it when an interception happened, I fully expected to get laid out by a defensive lineman. I just absolutely snot clobbered by somebody.
Wait, Mark, Mark, you know what I did when interceptions happened, right? All of a sudden, my head was on a swivel. I wasn't. You got to pretend like you're giving great effort, but you got to be really careful here because the last thing that you want is one of these defensive linemen or linebackers to just blindside you. So it was more about I'm just not going to get hit. Then you take the long way around. You start running way around. I did that a few times.
This is good because, Mark, you've told your story before.
Yeah. Sometimes, like when an interception happens, like we get fined if we didn't really give great effort or hustle. Like if it's going the other way, like it's going to be a pick six or something. So I would run with like a lean. And I know kind of where the film is, and I would run, and then I would just kind of lean myself out of the film, and then I would just stop running. So I know the film is past me. It's passed me by. Right. Now I can I'm not going to be in that film, so nobody can, find me. There's no real evidence of me not giving effort anymore.
That's being a pro. You know your limitations, and you got to be smart. You can't just be reckless out there. So you got to be smart, and today guys don't have to be smart. They can just do whatever. There's no consequences for throwing the ball over the middle because the
right.
defensive back has to let you catch it and come down with 2 feet and make a football move before they tackle you.
So let me see if I get this straight. You're okay in you're preaching violence today. You're bringing back violence to football.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're okay, Brandon Stokley running across the middle of the field. Peyton mistakenly throws a bit of a hospital ball. You go up to catch it, and you get destroyed. Destroyed. You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you? I mean, that's already happened to me. I mean, that's so. Yeah, bring it back.
Bring it back.
It
baby,
happened to
huh?
me. Why can't it happen to these guys?
All right. So now,
I'll-
does this extend to the quarterbacks too?
Yeah.
Like no more roughing the quarterback?
Yeah.
No
They get to get hit too. Like Manning got hit. Brady got hit early, before the tail end of his career. I mean, these guys used to Marino, Elway.
They got hit.
They used to get hit.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Let's go.
That's right. Build the
We're
callus,
bringing
Mike.
violence back.
Build a callus. And to your point, Stoke, and I think it's a great point, you had to be smarter. There were consequences. There was some frontier justice that was like you acted like an idiot, and guess what? They're going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like we got coached up all the time when I played. Hey, man, wait till the next play. Don't get in a fight during the play. Wait till the next play. And there's a 7-second window where you can be as dirty as you want to be in that 7 seconds. Just make sure you do it in the next play. That's how you get justice.
So my favorite thing to do, if I'm in the slot, okay, and it's a run play away, okay, the ball's getting run away, and I'm in the left slot, and it's running to the right. So the defensive back, maybe he's playing zone, so he's inside of me. He's looking at the quarterback. He's looking at the front there, and he sees a run play, so he starts chasing it. I can't cut him off, right? So I go, and I circle back around him. Circle back around him, right? And so I'm coming downhill, and he's chasing the ball carrier, and he doesn't see me, and then you get the wham! Those used to be the absolute best. Like, okay, so I wouldn't do it all the time, but if you piss me off, it's like, okay, I got this dude. Watch this. And you circle around him, and he doesn't see you, and you just decleat him. Those feel good. And also, go ahead, Mark.
I was going to give you my favorite one is on the backside of a screen. So this used to be legal. It's not legal anymore. We used to call the backside guard. So if we're screening, I'm left guard, and we're screening to the right, I'd be the last guy out, right? The front side guard be first. The center would be number 2. He'd be the alley runner. The front side guard would be the kick out. And you, the backside guard, the third guy out in the screen, is the peel back player. And so what your job is to peel around about 3 yards behind or 3 yards, from the line of scrimmage, and you peel back around. And when the defensive end reads screen, puts his foot in the ground, he turns around to go chase the screen, and you just absolutely decleat him. Yeah, I mean, you just put your head right in his chin. He doesn't see it coming, and you try to take his feet off the ground. And it's awesome.
We don't get it anymore.
And you're like, yeah.
See, we can't do those things anymore. That's what I'm talking about.
All right,
we love that.
Hold on. Listen, I'm all for bringing a certain level of violence back to the NFL, but you do have to protect these quarterbacks. They're paid too much. They're too important to the overall success of the football team. A couple of years ago, would we go through 52 different starting quarterbacks
and we're
in the
protecting
NFL?
them, though.
And that's even by protecting them, you still had a bunch of these guys.
They have to be smarter. That's on them. A lot of it's on them.
How about this? How about this for some common ground? I do believe that there needs to be, and I have no problem with replay for this. If you feel as a team that the call that went against you for roughing the quarterback was bogus, then you should be able to review it, and there should be some common sense guidelines that are put in that would indicate, okay, he got brushed up against the side of the helmet, but come on, it wasn't roughing the quarterback. Pick the flag up, no penalty. But you do have to protect these guys. If you're advocating open, hey, as Broncos fans out there, do you want Bo Nix to basically be open season out there for Max Crosby or anybody like that? Do you want it to be no holds barred for Bo Nix? I don't. I need him out there. I need him out there.
You need to protect yourself, man. You need to get down early. You can't do what cost Trevor Lawrence a couple of games in a concussion. Trying to get every last inch out because you have the protection of the league. And then you get the snot knocked out of you, and then everybody's like, "Oh, Al Shire is the worst player in the history." No, he's just doing his job. No, I'm all for it.
No, because
quarterbacks need to get tougher. They need to get smarter. They can't. No,
Yes.
More.
Yeah,
More.
avoid it.
All right. No, there's a difference between that little brush hit on Mahomes when he was running versus what Lawrence went through. Come on, you guys can't say that's the same.
If Lawrence would have gone down a yard earlier when he should have, instead of trying to get an extra 2 yards,
you guys know
then he wouldn't have got knocked out.
You know the speed.
Then he wouldn't have got knocked out.
You know the speed of what's happening out there for
That's
everybody.
exactly right. So the defensive player can't stop himself when you take an extra 2 steps. Get down, protect yourself, learn the game, learn it.
I like what you said, Mike, about common sense. Can we do common sense?
I'd like
when
to
we have replay.
Can we start with
that?
that?
Just look at it and say, okay, he grazed his face mask. He grazed his helmet. It shouldn't be hands to the face or a 15-yard penalty in the defense. I mean, you have to have some common sense here because this game moves fast. And you're going to make contact to the head or neck area sometimes. It shouldn't be a penalty every single time. And to finish up this, Mark, if we go back to, what Mark was talking about, the bounty system, I mean, we got the perfect coach for it. We got the El Presidente. We got the king of the bounty system. We would be on top of the world, Mark.
Whoa,
we would be,
that might get back to him.
What? I'm giving him a compliment. This is a compliment.
Is this thing on? I can't hear anymore. What happened?
Mark, you there?
No. What? Oh man, this thing is breaking up right now.
What happened?
We're gonna have to go.
Why are we all getting quiet now?
We're having some
technical.
We're gonna have to go.
Difficulties, technical issues.
I never thought that'd come from you, Mark. You're getting scared to talk about.
We're gonna have to go to break here.
Look at y'all. Y'all are soft.
Man,
Jeez.
Stoke, you